come to see Balaman perform miracles with steel. Smithing's been in my blood for generations. I owe my success to my forefathers and their recipe for flame. The secret is my forge. It consumes fire salts, a strange mineral that burns as hot as red mountain lava. Well, it was. Sadly, this forge is dying, and I've used the last of my fire salts. If I can't feed it soon, it may grow cold. You will? Thank you. 10 pinches of fire salt should give me all I need to bring this forge back to life. People say I'm making gold off of other people's misery, but what else would I do? Smithing is all I know. Next time one of my shields deflects a killing blow, they'll change their tune. A flame astronauc's body might provide fire salt. They're dangerous creatures that can be summoned by wizards. Of course, it would be much easier to check with an alchemist. They occasionally have them for sale. You wish to do what I do? Very well. Take a look. Remember, nothing but genuine fire salts will do. The forge knows the difference.
Well met, friend. How can I help you? Safe travels.
The old told me that it isn't this bad everywhere. Maybe one day I'll venture out and see if she's right.
Greetings, honored friend. Could I interest you in some fine jewelry? I do. Sadly, I'm one of the few traditional Saxhleel jewelers that remains in Tamriel. It's becoming a lost art. Only trouble is gathering materials has become hazardous. The roads to the mines and to the other cities are thick with bandits, and worse. Would you be interested in gathering some materials for me? I'd certainly be happy to compensate you. Thank you, Landstrider. I'm seeking a small list of items to complete my next creation. 2 flawless sapphires, a mammoth tusk, and a chunk of gold ore. Good. These will make wonderful settings for my rings. Forgive me. It's a term I haven't used in some time. While most in Tamriel call my kind Argonian, we prefer the term Saxhleel. Mahdesi was actually my original Saxhleel name. Unlike others, I decided to embrace tradition and keep it that way. Not well, I'm afraid. That Brynjolf, he keeps draining the people's pockets with his ridiculous A few months ago, it was Troll Fatsav, and now he's got something new. Not that there's anything that can be done about it. He's in good with the Thieves Guild.
Rare trinkets and the finest oddities from Mordor.
Safe travels, Landstrider.
You gonna buy something? Everything I've got on display. Really. Come back when you're ready to spend more gold. Goodness knows I could use it.
My husband Bercy will be the death of me. He spends too much time worrying about Riften and not enough about himself.
My food is the best in all of Skyrim. Always as fresh as the day it was collected. I picked up a trick from a butcher in Elenir, a small town over the border in Hammerfell. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth and use it as a preservative. Keeps everything cold and fresh, but only for a limited time. I'm always looking to replenish my supply, so if you ever come across 5 of them, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands. Thanks. I was actually worried I'd run out.
Make love like a saber cat, or crush your enemies to dust like a giant. Only a mere 20
Be careful looking for those teeth. Those little bastards are dangerous.
I've never seen Mjol this
Some
upset.
fresh meat?
The city really
Well,
gets
I'd be careful if I were you. I hear the Nords hunt them for some kind of initiation rite, and not all of them end up victorious. The last traveler that traded me some said he found them at a place called Ancient's Ascent. Careful, though. Rumor has it a dragon makes its home there.
Gems, potions, exotic
Perfect,
ingredients.
just
I'll have
perfect.
them all.
These should help keep my stock fresh for quite a while. And as promised, here's my trade. Hope you like it. They live below the streets, in the ratway, like dirty animals. They make it difficult for decent people to earn a living. Of course, not many decent people live here in the first place. It's Riften's name for the sewers beneath our feet. Absolutely disgusting. If you fancy keeping your purse filled with gold and your head on your shoulders, I'd stay out of those awful tunnels. Thanks again for the ice race tea.
Well met, friend. How can I help
Sure, sure. I'm a dirty beggar. Why would you want to even speak? Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
There's nothing like fishing on Lake Onrek. You should try it. Only the best in all of Riften. Started out with a single fishing pole, and now I have an entire building and 2 boats to my name. Not bad for a middle-aged Nord, eh? Too bad I haven't had the same success helping this city shed its poverty. And even Nord thinks I'm wasting my time trying. But I disagree. Yes, I suppose someone has to be around here. Have you seen the condition of this sorry excuse for a city? Beggars roam the streets, crime runs rampant, and the threat of war's driving away business. The paltry amount of coin that I place in the charity box at the temple is the least I can do to help. Nivenor is my wife. How I was ever able to meet such a gorgeous creature is one of life's mysteries. We're at odds about my charity. She thinks the people in this town have become lazy and expecting a handout. I tried to include her in my lessons from Mara Mall over at the Temple of Mara, but she prefers to shop instead. Different strokes, eh? I sell my catch across a good portion of Skyrim. It's worth its weight in gold to me. The only untapped market left is Markarth. However, I just got word that Klepper at the Silver Blood Inn might be interested. If you're headed that way, I would appreciate you delivering a purchase agreement for me. You'd be paid, of course. Good. Klepper will pay you as soon as you arrive with the letter. Here you are. Remember to give at the temple.
Those who shirk their duties will get an extra beating. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Grella.
And one more thing. I will hear no more talk of adoptions. None of you riffraff is getting adopted, ever. Nobody needs you. Nobody wants you. That, my darlings, is why you're here. Why you will always be here, until the day you come of age and get thrown into that wide, horrible world. Now, what do you all say?
We love you, Grella. Thank you for your kindness.
That's better. Now scurry off, my little gutter snipes.
I do hope Mummy and Father come to get me soon. Miss Grella is... Well, she's a terrible... She only lets us out in the yard once, in the morning. And she just stands there watching us. Like I said, Hag Raven. Bye. Please, mister. You gotta get me out of here. Ever since Aventus left, Grella's been even meaner than usual. I swear, she's gonna kill one of us. I ain't afraid of the old hag, still. I wish Constance was in charge. Constance. Sometimes she gives me little snacks, which is good, because we only get but one meal. Late, too, in the afternoon. I'm a growing boy. I need as much food as I can get. Until next time, Grella ain't gonna like some stranger just hanging around. Not that I care. Sometimes, when she goes to her room to work or sleep, I slip out for a bit. A boy's gotta make a living, right? Alright then. My parents dropped me off
afraid
here
of
a year
Grella.
ago.
When
But
Aventus
they're coming back
escaped,
to get me.
she was so mad.
said so.
I got double the beatings that day. I hate her. Everyone hates her. She's the meanest person I ever met. Sometimes she even locks us in the room. Constance tries to stop her, and is real good to us, but it's never enough. Until next time.
You really shouldn't be here. Sadly, yes. Even the townsfolk have taken to calling her Grella the Kind. Her very existence has become something of a running joke. Grelod runs this orphanage because she's old and set in her ways and doesn't know any other life. These children need love and comfort, I try. But I'm sorry. You should go. The children aren't up for adoption, and it's cruel to get their hopes up. Besides, Grelod hates visitors. I'm sorry, no. Grelod is the headmistress here, and she's decided not to allow any adoptions right now. I wish things were otherwise. All of these children deserve a better home, but there's nothing I can do.
Poor kids. That's all I can say. Poor kids.
I'm sorry, but the children aren't up for adoption right now. You should go.
What do you want? You have no business being in here. The what? Why, how dare you? I will not be intimidated in my own orphanage. Get out! Get out this instant!
I thought
Oh,
I
it got meaner than... Someone has killed Grelod!
Grelod is dead! Aventus did it!
Yay!
Aventus really did it! He got the Dark Brotherhood to kill old Grelod!
Please, let me know when you figure
Visiting
out what
Riften?
those men were up to.
All are welcome at the Temple of Mara.
If you're looking for a handout, you'll want to speak with my husband. If you're looking for company, I suppose I could do worse.
Huh? Yeah?
Can I interest you in some fine goods from Morrowind? I may be Dark Elf by birth, but I was raised Argonian. For reasons I'm still trying to discover. I ended up orphaned, then taken in by a kindly Argonian family in Black Marsh. I hope one day to find out what happened to me. How I ended up like just one. I know when I was found by my Argonian father, I was wrapped in a blanket bearing the symbol of House Telvanni. It was one of the great houses in Morrowind long ago. Whether that means I was one of them or not, if you come across anything in your travels that might provide me with the answers I'm looking for, I'd be grateful. Thank you. I learned that a matron who had served for House Telvanni had escaped Morrowind during the Accession War. Records showed her buying passage aboard a sailing vessel named the Pride of Telvos. That's where the trail ran cold. I spent years looking for what became of the ship, but I ended up empty-handed. See for yourself. Anything you can find would be of great help. Good luck.
No, come. Because I did something not a soul. I dared Now, be wary what you say around here. Ulfric only cares. He's begun a rebellion. His cause may be true, but the man is a lie. All he holds in his heart is lust for the throne.
Make sure there's a Did we have an appointment? Someone actual... My experimentation involves a magical construct and a reagent. The blue thing. But... Wait just a moment. But wait. What about soul reversal? 7. I mean, it would take... Wait. I can see a minor problem in your theory. Without a soul siphon, how would you Of course! That completely takes care of all your basic... You've done it! Now, if I can only remember what we were originally talking about. Yes, I could use some help with that. An assistant, perhaps? Well, at any rate, organization is not... In fact, if you could As you can imagine, I tend... What I need is my Dwemer... Bring those items back to me, and I'll be happy to experiment. Excellent. I can't... Well, why are you still standing here? Oh, right. Let's see. Last time... The Aura... And last is the Soul... Winterhold. You want the college there. Huh. I had you figured. Okay. Now where did I
Got
put
to
those
thinking.
spiders?
Maybe, indeed. We've also had, at the end of the day, and Ulfric's he's taking the... I don't think I'll be content. Liars. All I need is a... Stormcloaks won't have it, though. Everyone knows I'd go down there myself, but that would leave Jarl Layla unprotected.
Welcome to Rift.
Keeping my eye
Well,
on
I feel... How can they continue? My heart goes out to them. If with the storm, many have died taking up arms for this. Surely you're aware. When the smoke, one of the terms to the Stormcloaks, this was viewed as. We're all eager to. As one of our. Sadly, they're proving elusive, but I have confidence that Maven won't give up until this city has been rid of them all.
Welcome to me. As steward, I also hit. Lately, I've had my hands full. There are those that believe. I can assure you that this is entirely false.
Good journey.
Maven Blackbriar. We're pleased to have her in Riften. I'd hardly call them. In fact, I wouldn't say they were a threat at all. No, our resources should be spent on preparations for invasion. Did we have an appointment? No. Was it delivery? I can't remember.
By the gods, it's true, isn't it? That old woman who runs the orphanage has been murdered. Say, didn't I see you coming out of there?
What?
Just because I'm in a cage. Have you come to gawk at me, or is this a social call? Look, we all have our flaws. Mine is that women can't get enough of. So I had this little affair going on while I was betrothed to her. Well, she finds out and she tells her brother Wolfer. Then her brother attacks me with a knife. I mean, I had to defend myself. Exactly. Now I have to stare at these bars for 8 months. Can you believe it? I was about to let that wench marry into the richest family in Riften, and this is how she repays me. I'd do anything to have that whore's head on a platter. All I need to know is where she is. Ah, that's the spirit. Find her, and I promise you'll be well compensated.
I hope you have enough air.
She was a young woman, buxom, with long, flowing black hair. She used to sing the most lovely songs to me when we were courting. Never heard a voice so beautiful. All that talent will go to waste when I'm finished with her. Yeah, Mother thought I should be taught a lesson for airing the family's dirty laundry in public. I mean, I've taken care of many people for her in the past. Ah, well, at least I have all the comforts of home during my stay. Well, except the touch of a woman, of course. When speaking of the Blackbriars, only one thought should spring to mind. We are not to be trifled. Help us, you end up rich. Cross us, and you'll end up a memory. Is that enough information for you? Ah, and let me guess. He wants his horse. Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. See, I don't really... That is correct. You see, Frost belongs to the Blackbriar estate. Technically, everything in the estate is owned by my mother, Maven. My plan was to take the horse from our lodge and deliver it to Latrush at the stables. Obviously, that didn't exactly work out as I'd planned. Still, I don't want to cross Latrush. Tell you what, steal the horse and deliver it, and you can have the second half of the payment. Sure, take advantage of the guy in jail. Okay, fine, I can make the deal sweeter. I obviously don't have anything here, but there's a hidden stash in the lodge, and I did manage to hold on to the key. Take it.
kill me at last, have you? Thank the gods. I can bear the guilt no longer. I know I must die. Beware, though. My newfound honor demands I defend myself. I am in no mood for jokes. Strike me down. Take your revenge. You don't remember? That is my fault also. I am your so-called friend Inigo. I was the one who killed you. I tried anyway. I am guilty. Kill me. After I shot you, I finally realized my mistake and tried to turn myself in. Your body was gone. The guards did not believe me. They said I was wasting their time. I had to pay them to put me in this cell. It is where I belong. I needed to repent. I need to repent. I heard tales of a remarkable adventurer, both brave and resourceful, matching your description. I knew it was you. It had to be. I knew you would be coming for me, so I waited. Are you going to kill me, or not? I see that I must relive it again. Your memory is not what it was. We met on a job. The killing kind. We were hired by a lord called Dupin to kill his brothers. With them gone, Dupin would inherit a great fortune and promised us much gold in return. Do you remember none of this? Before we left, Dupin told me that if only one of us returned from our mission, that one would get the other's reward also. I was hooked on skooma at the time, and I had a bit of a debt problem. So... I tried. That is what matters. It was not an easy choice. We only knew each other for a short time, but I had grown to like and respect you. We got on well and fought bravely side by side. I threw all that away for gold and skooma. No, Dupin was murdered by his sister before I made it back to his keep. Our deal died with him. Money is an evil like no other, my friend. It is only just that I die at your hand. No, I am done with this stuff. I want to die with my senses intact. Kill me now. I am ready. I fight with you? Or die defending you? Yes, I accept. I feel lighter in my heart now you have given me this opportunity. It will be like old times. Do not joke about such things, my friend. The sadness I feel for what I have done is brutal enough. For now. You want to talk? I see you found Inigo the Brave. It's just a little thing I've been working on. Hand it over, and if we're relaxing somewhere safe, I'll read it to you if you want.
Shut your mouth soon. I'll have to come up.
I must warn you, if you give me a sweet roll, I will make it disappear. If you need anything else, just ask. I am here for you. I'm thinking the guards here are all blind, deaf fools. Don't worry, they didn't hear me say that. I'm thinking this jail will be my home until I die, or until I repay my debt to you. No, my mind is as empty as a beggar's purse.
In my teeth.
What are we trading? Let us go.
Have I got freckles? I hate freckles.
Get away from me! What? What are you looking at? What? What are you looking at?
Well, well. Another visitor. No. I'm more interested in what brought you here. Tell me, why have you come to the Riften jail of all places? Have you come to gawk? To point and stare? Have you come to plead for the nice, honorable guard to let your dear family go? Or is it to look around where you are unwelcome? And so you thought to come to a prison. Your lack of self-preservation is almost as obvious as your conspicuousness. Perhaps we'll be seeing more of each other soon. That won't be much fun for you, meat. That I can promise. What I was destined to do. I covered Skyrim in a wave of blood. Men and women, the old and the young, all conveniently disappeared. It didn't matter whether they were protected by city walls or how much they begged for their life. The end came for them all. No, it is not madness, Daedra, or magic gone awry. I chose to do what I did. I enjoyed it. And our dear Jarl, well, she just can't fathom it. Most of the guards here refuse to come anywhere near my cell, as if it were cursed. And so, here I wait. Enough questions. All will be revealed in good time. Now I have one for you, Meat. Tell me, when you were younger, did you ever face starvation? You know what I speak of. The gnawing hunger as your eyes hang heavy. In that moment, did you look for another source of food? One that may have walked upon two legs. I disgust you, do I? You may have lived a life of privilege, a wealthy family that could afford to wait out the winter, but not all are so lucky. When even the skeevers have withered in the cold, many will take food wherever they can get it. Perhaps your world is not quite the whimsical dream you believe it to be. Next question. Good. Good. You're learning. Imagine that you've spent your life in service of your liege. You would die for them. You'd obey their every whim, every command. Now imagine for a moment that a civil war has broken out and it's being led by one of their very own children. The land is being ravaged, countless innocents caught in the flames, and you have been ordered to kill everyone to put an end to this little rebellion. When you arrive at the heart of this conflict, however, you overhear that there are refugees sheltering inside. The old, sick, pregnant, and crippled. Will you follow your orders, or break your oath to your liege, knowing full well that some of your enemies may escape? But are there truly innocents in war? Is there a clear evil and good to combat? Or is it just people at each other's throats? Can acts of murder and chaos be clearly separated when there's a reason behind them? Or are they abhorrent to have happened at all? It seems to me that all that separates this is the side you're on. Why? Why is not the question you want to ask, but what? You want to know what I did, because you have an interest that drove you here. You are not the first, of course, but death fascinates you as much as you won't admit it. Very well. Understand that I will be here either for the rest of my life, or until one of the Jarl's men grows a spine to kill me where I stand. Already your mind must be swirling with possibilities. What could this creature be capable of, you wonder? I am capable of far more than what I appear to be, just as we all are, meat. For years, I kidnapped people, took them back to my place in the hills, and did with them as I pleased. It was exhilarating. One of the local gossips could tell you more, I'm certain. Or the guards, if they don't freeze up as soon as you ask. I hear some of them left the guard altogether after what they saw at my little hovel. Layla Lawgiver is weak and corrupted by the guild's presence. Even so, as conveniently wild and lawless as Skyrim is, she couldn't execute someone who handed themselves in willingly. Surprised? Yes, I thought you might be. Few would choose to do so, but my time was nearing its end, and I wanted to see the look on their faces. The monster they had built me up as turned out to be nothing more than a quiet, well-spoken Bosmer. Surely this was a mistake. Where was the blood-starved lunatic that had committed acts beyond description and cast a shadow on our beautiful hold? It can't be him, they said. He wouldn't hurt a fly. They were wrong. Shortly after I was captured, one of the local mothers, I didn't bother to remember her name, was brave enough to come down to speak with me. I must admit, meat, that even I was shocked. I listened to her calmly describe what had happened, who her son had been before asking where his body was. I remember that I turned to look at her, grief hanging under her eyes, before I laughed in her face. In the years since, I've been left alone down here, as it should be. Last question. You arrive in a disgusting pit of civilization. Corruption and the parasites that feed off of it is clear as day to you. You make your way down into the prison of the local Jarl and find there a monster whose acts beggar belief. And he enjoyed committing them. At this point, do you allow yourself to walk away, knowing that you could bring him to justice once and for all, or slay the fiend to prevent his escape? Not as much as I'll love the sound of yours soon enough.